Flying drones is fun and fascination simultaneously. Aerials elevate photography and filmmaking and take them to the next level, unveiling the beauty in even the most normal sceneries and presenting our world from an unknown, often spectacular looking angle is a thrill to millions. One of the most frustrating issues while producing aerials for both ambitious and professional drone pilots on location is the display brightness of their smartphones. A brand new iPhone XS Max that costs far more than $1,000 offers only 660 nits of brightness. And when it's sunny, that is usually not enough. Framing a shot or changing some settings ends up being a total struggle. Even when using an external sunshade, pilots often find themselves in weird positions trying to darken the screen for a better view. No more with DJI's brand new smart controller. The new remote for your DJI drone features a built-in super bright high-resolution display. 1000 nits offer what ambitious drone pilots have been dreaming of ever since filming with drones. From now on, you can say to bending over or looking for shaded areas, no more using external gear just to see the screen. Say hello to the all-new DJI Smart Controller. The DJI Smart Controller is different than anything you have seen so far. It is far more than just a regular remote controller. It combines the best of two worlds. First, a responsive flight controller with all necessary components, and secondly, a seamlessly integrated high-quality field monitor. That very field monitor is its main highlight. The Full HD high-resolution 5.5-inch screen is super bright. True 1000 nits make it usable even in the brightest sunlight. Even if you turn it directly towards the sun, you will still be able to frame your shots precisely. I almost forgot to mention that you don't need to use a single cable. Cables from now on are a part of the past too. But let's not forget to take a brief look at the smart controller itself. It is made out of durable industrial plastic, looks valuable and weighs approximately 700 grams. It has gummed side handles and you can in total spot 2 screws only. Amazing. It of course comes with all necessary buttons and sliders. You can smoothly tilt the drone's camera. You can make the drone automatically fly back to the home point. You can take photos or record videos. You find 2 customizable buttons on the back of the controller and another one on the front. You can easily switch between the main flight modes. You find an inbuilt microphone and speaker and so much more. Professionals will love the new controller not only for its display, but for the well thought through interface as well. In the back of the remote controller, for example, DJI installed an HDMI out to, for example, connect the drone for live broadcasting, next a microSD card slot, and finally a USB-A port. The DJI Smart Controller uses the latest transmission system named OcuSync 2.0, allowing users to connect it to the DJI Mavic 2 Pro and to the DJI Mavic 2 Zoom drone. The signal lasts for up to 8 kilometers in the US and up to 5 kilometers in Europe, while the remote automatically switches between the strong but heavily crowded 2.4 and the weaker but less crowded 5.8 GHz frequency depending on the situation. On top of that, the smart controller has an inbuilt Wi-Fi and Bluetooth module, and it automatically connects to GNSS, the global navigation satellite system for precise positioning, which can be very important for drone flyers. Are you a winter drone flyer like myself? I personally really love it. I love going out to the nature. When the landscape is covered in snow, everything just looks so much nicer, so cinematic. It is amazing. But with drones, it can be quite tricky. Not only flying drones themselves in the cold can be quite tricky, but especially handling the monitor is tricky.
The new DJI Smart Controller is capable of resisting temperatures of up to -20 degrees centigrade. That's pretty awesome, while the normal standard controller is capable of resisting temperatures of approximately only 0 degrees centigrade. Being honest, I have never felt any difference. They both work well, but the difference usually is the smartphone versus the inbuilt monitor. The smartphone has so many problems with the battery. That's the main problem. Usually the battery percentage just drops at some point and then you run out of battery just within a few minutes, even if you use a very modern smartphone. The cold and the battery of smartphones, that just doesn't go well. And secondly, sometimes in the cold, the screen freezes and then you really can't do anything about it. You basically have to restart the phone, and that is not only a safety issue, but of course it is quite annoying. Now, with the new DJI Smart Controller, none of that happens anymore. The Smart Controller is really a tough device. The display showed no signs of weakness in the cold. I must admit, I only flew at temperatures of -5 degrees centigrade, but already at that temperature, my phone was really suffering badly, and the new DJI Smart Controller is really the #1 choice if you like flying in the cold.
A downside of the Smart Controller is its lack of internet connection. You cannot insert a SIM card. If you need internet, let's say for live streaming, you need to connect the remote to a Wi-Fi hotspot. Nowadays, almost every smartphone is capable of streaming internet, and it can therefore be used to connect the Smart Controller with the World Wide Web easily and anywhere, but not being able to directly install a SIM card to the remote controller itself is the first disadvantage that I found during my extensive tests. The DJI Smart Controller currently runs on Android 7.1.2 and comes with 16 GB of internal storage. Don't worry, the storage value itself is not as important as it sounds, plus that you can always insert a microSD card to the controller. The storage is primarily used to save low-resolution copies of your recordings, kind of as a backup, so you can preview your files whenever you want without the need of removing the microSD card from the drone. The pre-installed DJI Go 4 app works flawlessly and without any problems. Not a single usage problem occurred while testing the app. The touch display is sensitive and reacts fast and smoothly. There is no lagging, the app is fast and stable and does not crash. In case you want to share some photos or videos immediately after taking them, the Go Share function is helpful too. You can easily send files to your smartphone. It is a true pleasure as well that you can finally record your own screen with the pre-installed screen recorder. Of course, taking snapshots of the screen is also possible. And regarding apps, you can install third-party apps to your Smart Controller. Even though I do not recommend doing so, I would just try to keep my flight controller as clean as possible. 5000 mAh power the remote controller. That is approximately 1000 mAh more than the standard controller that has no inbuilt screen. The battery is strong enough to power the new smart remote for approximately 2 hours. That value is okay, neither mind-blowing nor devastating. Recharging the Smart Controller through the USB-C port at its bottom takes approximately 2 hours, but only when using the included fast charger. If you forget that USB fast charger somewhere and have to use a regular USB charger, let's just say from your smartphone, charging takes a long time. That is the second downside that I found.
Check out the current pricing of the DJI Smart Controller now by tapping at the product link in the description below the video. Next, I just wanted to once sum it all up. The DJI Smart Controller is an amazing device. The super bright display is really awesome. Again, I remember these times when I was running around with gigantic sun hoods or even with smaller sun hoods from time to time, but it was always a hassle to only see the screen. It's something so basic. And finally, the DJI Smart Controller really solves that issue perfectly. 1000 nits of brightness is amazing. The design in general is good. One thing I want to point out again is the antennas in the back. They are really neatly designed that they really fold down to the back of the controller. And when you unfold them, then you get access to the little control sticks that are hidden behind here. That's pretty cool, not only that you can disattach them in general, but that in case that you want to transport the RC, they're really locked in here. You cannot lose them. They're in here. So all in all, the DJI Smart Controller is, I think, my second favorite accessory for the Mavic series. My first favorite, most favorite accessory, of course, is the ND filter. That's an absolute basic for filmmaking with drones. But second in line is now the new DJI Smart Controller. I can highly recommend it. And now don't forget to leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and tick the bell icon to never ever miss any of my upcoming episodes again. Feel free to check out tomstechtime.com. There is an amazing drone blog. There is lots of free stuff you can download, and there's the drone film school, so much more. Check it out, tomstechtime.com, and if you want to follow me, facebook.com/tomstechttime. Yeah, it's that simple, facebook.com/tomstechttime. And that is it for it now. Boom.